have come to present a new vision of the cosmos. Copernicus was right to argue that our world is not the center of the universe. The Earth goes around the sun. It's a planet just like the others. But Copernicus was only the dawn. I bring you the sunrise.
Outrageous!
The stars are other fiery suns made of the same substance as the Earth.
This is Plausibly Live.
Well, good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, wherever you are, whatever you do. A lot of things happening in the world today, most of them far beyond our control, you might say. So perhaps it's time we took a pause and thought about life, about the laws of gravity. February 17th. Government power, control, politics, and or the news. Don't touch that dial. Just try to hear me out for a little while. Yes. Today is February 17th. I realize it's almost over, but it's still February 17th, at least in the Pacific time zone. I got up this morning because I thought I had a very short errand to run, take care of, which of course turned into a 3.5-hour errand, which meant that I wasn't back here as quickly as I'd like to have been, so that I could record a completely different show, a show that I had written days ago that had nothing to do with anything I'm talking about now, because it's February 17th. I lost most of my day because that morning section of it anyway, because of this errand, which was necessary, don't get me wrong, and ended up only costing us a third of what we thought it was going to cost us. So, you know, there's the trade-off. Time, money, who knows. Going to get the brakes done on the Subaru, which we weren't expecting to get done today, but they were able to get it done, and off we go. And in the middle of all this, I've spent several days dealing with an event that's happening tomorrow for submarine veterans, and the event has had some changes to it because of things that have happened. It's complicated. None of it matters to you. What matters is there's always one. You know what I mean? Always that one person. So about 12:15 today, I get an email from this person who is furious. Absolutely apoplectic. I could read you the email, but in essence, what it said was, Dave, you're an idiot. I get emails like that all the time. Trust me, I get people love to tell me how stupid I am. It's nothing unusual. In fact, it's been happening for nigh on to 20 years now. It's not something I particularly enjoy, but, you know, you get used to it after a while. And you realize that people, I don't know. They're just upset about something. And this guy was really upset because he had read on our base website that the meeting that I'm talking about was happening, and he wanted to go to this meeting. And so his email informed me that my website is no good. It's useless. It's just a pile of junk, which is not the word he used. And that I'm an idiot for not keeping it up to date and blah, 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 for putting wrong information out. Again, he didn't use those words, but we're talking about sailors here, so you know what kind of words he was using. He informed me that he had gone to the place where the meeting is, and there was nobody there. No subvets, no nothing. And he was furious, but he had a beer and left, and he won't be back because he's so mad. And then the last sentence of his email, I swear to God, I'm not making this up. The last sentence was, today is February 18th, right? Now, look, as I said, people have called me idiot for years. People say things to me about me that would appall, normal society. Things you don't say in polite society, I guess. So I'm kind of used to it. But I took to my email because it's the only way I have talking to this guy, and I sent him an email back that said, and I quote, I am 100% certain that today is Friday, February 17th. Tomorrow is Saturday, February 18th. And a few moments later, I got an email back going, oh, well, I put on a watch that I haven't worn in several months, and so when I was setting the date on it, I just set the wrong date. Sorry. Okay. But still, it's the 17th, and I was accused of being full of crap and wasting his day. Now, I know that today is February 17th. I'm well familiar with the date, February 17th. February 17th is an important date in a lot of ways. It's not necessarily Dave Does History. In fact, tomorrow, Saturday, the 18th, I'm actually going on site to pre-record at least part of Tuesday's Dave Does History. Bill will not be here because he's having a colostomy, colonoscopy. You don't want to mix it. You don't want to mix that up, right? All the doctors make sure you get the right operation. Anyway, so it'll be just a recorded Dave Does History, but I'm going on site to show you via video some of the things that we're talking about because it's around here. Anyway, I know that today is February 17th because, again, it's a very important day in history. It was this day in the year 1600 of the Common Era that a guy by the name of Giordano Bruno, can't say his first name, his last name was Bruno, was executed by the government. We tend to think of government censorship as something relatively recent. It's not. It's something that's been around for a very long time. And it's something that, as frustrating as it is today, at least no one's being executed for not towing the party line. 423 years ago this day, it was much, much, much worse. Giordano Bruno was one of many people who was executed by the government authorities for the crime of heresy. And what was this heresy that Bruno spouted? He said that there were other solar systems, other than just ours, that had planets. In the year 1600, Giordano Bruno preached that God's universe was infinite and involves so much more than just Earth. And to his most famous quote is that your God is too small. You're confining God to Earth, and you need to accept that God has so much more. And, of course, the government authorities, which you could read as Church, Roman Catholic Church, along with the Lutheran Church, and there was another church. I can't think who it was right now. Both Protestants and Catholics excommunicated him and ordered him to be silent, told him that he was committing heresy because he said to people, there are other solar systems. Now, granted, Bruno did not have scientific evidence. He just had a vision. He didn't have Galileo's telescope. That wouldn't come along for a few more years. But in saying that there were other solar systems and other planets and other worlds, that God was bigger than just Earth, well, that was in a time when the truth could get you executed by the government, the church. More often than not in history, the questioning of government is turned into a crime. Whether that was the church or whether it was the Socialist Party or the Communist Party or even, dare I say it, the Federalist Party in the United States, when people were sent to jail for criticizing the government. Or in the 1970s, when we passed an Espionage Act and said anyone who questions the American government's position on the World War, the Great War, is the traitor, they're a spy. We've got to put them in jail. More often than not in history, the questioning of government is a crime. We are blessed to live in a place where theoretically, at least, questioning the government And February 17th is not a crime. At least, not officially. Problem is, of course, that in our world, coming years and over the past few years, while it may not be technically a crime, we're seeing more and more government and government partner actions to silence and shout down those who would dare to question the government's position. I'm not a conspiracy guy. I've told you this a million times. I wonder what I would have thought had I been there that February day, February 17th, 1600, when they literally had to put a vice clamp on Giordano Bruno's mouth to shut him up, because the whole way to the stake, he was still telling people, your world is too small. Your God is too small. You need to understand there's more out there than just us. I wonder what I would have thought. Would I have thought, hey, what if there is? Or would I have said, no, the authorities say there isn't, and to think otherwise is a crime? I'd like to think I would have thought the first way. But more and more I'm becoming convinced that we as Americans are thinking the second way. And on both sides of the issue, on both sides of the aisle. If you associate with someone who says something that someone who's on your side doesn't like, you're criticized for associating with them. How dare you associate with this person who says something I don't like? It's not freedom of speech, is it? And you may not be the government right now, but what if you are someday and you tell me that I can't associate with this person because you don't like what they say? You don't like their opinion. You don't like what they want to believe about things. Be careful, folks. Because on February 17th, in the year 1600 of the Common Era, a man who believed that the universe was so much more than Earth was executed, burned alive at the stake for saying that there were more solar systems than just ours. Maybe we're not there yet, but I feel like we're headed there. And yes, I am absolutely certain that today is February 17th. Tomorrow is February 18th. Maybe it'll be a better day. Maybe I'll get more stuff done. Take the time right now. Tell the people that matter in your life you love them very much. You'd miss them if they weren't there, so don't pass up those opportunities. You don't want to have that regret. Plausibly Live, I'm Dave Bowman. This is my show, The Dave Bowman Show, on-demand internet radio. We'll see you next time. Have a great day. The rest of February 17th.